Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, man.
Do we sound better today?
Yeah, you do. You
Any
sound
better?
a little more rested. That's good.
Just a little bit more. It's been a long and stressful day already. I had to go to the doctor's office today, Jay, and I fucking hate the doctor. Dude,
You were sitting there for hours and hours.
1:45 I got there.
You were on that uncomfortable table with that crazy paper, right?
Yes, I was. And I was so tired. I didn't even bother pulling out, that metal thing you can pull out to make yourself a real cadaver. Just like laying there.
Lay down.
Yeah, but I did, dude. I laid down and I actually fell
Paper,
asleep.
did you?
Yeah.
On that paper that constantly crinkles?
Mm-hmm. That's how long it takes to get seen by the cardiologist. So I just took a little nappy poo.
God.
I was just
Well, it is National Nap Day, Mike, so good for you.
Oh,
is
is it really?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
good.
Fitting.
Yeah, I participated. Yeah, it's not bad. Dude, every time I go to the fucking doctor, it's like, yeah, you've got today's visit will be $126. I'm like, okay, what do you think I'm gonna do? See the doctor and run out of here and try to stiff you like
Gotcha.
dine and dash, and then it's like, yeah, so that'd be $126 to be seen today.
You're a high-risk patient.
Maybe.
You are a high-risk patient. No
what are they
question
worried?
about-
I'm going to drop dead in the
Well,
thing?
no, I think it's a payment issue, Mike.
And then they're
We're
like,
being honest.
oh, yeah, you owe us a $97 for
See, there's
last
a
time.
history.
I'm like, no. And I usually I'm just like, whatever, just take it. I don't care
They
anymore.
did this to you
I was
last
going to say this
time.
happened the last time.
I know. And I go, wait a minute. You motherfuckers tackle me in the hallway until I pay in full every fucking dime that's owed every time I'm here. It's not possible I owe you $97. Not paying it. Not paying it. And I'm like, look it up. What is it? Tell me what it is. Because this lady's kind of a bitch. So I don't mind getting a fight. Oh, shit. You cunt! I got blood work done. You
Oh,
see
you
my little
sure did.
tapes. I got my tapes and my bandage there. Anyway, so I'm like, look it up. I want to know what the fuck this is. She's like, were you in the hospital? I'm like, nope. It's like, in October? Yep. Fucking gallbladder was taken out. Why? It's like, apparently, the cardiologist.
Oh, shit.
All right, that's going to be good for my heart.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Later.
It sounds like an E. E could get on that now. So, anyways, I'm like, yeah. She's like, apparently the cardiologist went over to visit you. Blah blah blah.
Oh, really? You didn't even know?
I was like, wait a minute.
So
So,
it only cost you $97 to
Oh,
the
they just-
cardiologist? Come on.
well, I'm like,
Am I to believe that, madam?
I'm like, okay.
So
And
he just decided, by the way,
I
to make
know
a
what the
visit?
scam is. I know what the scam is. If you go to Beaumont or something, they will fucking test. If you have insurance or not insurance, the game is test you repeatedly
Sure.
for everything.
That's across
Run it
the
all.
board, man. Yeah.
Run it all. Keep them in the fucking hospital and run more tests. And by the way, I found out too that if they go, that thing where someone's in bed for 2 days in the hospital, he's like, fuck, would you just get me out of here? I'm like, I'm leaving, I'm start ripping your IV out and start storming out the door. That happens from time to time. And then they'll go, I'm sorry, sir. If you release yourself like this, insurance will not cover it. Bullshit. So don't listen to them when they tell you that. And don't quote me on that. You're on your own.
Well,
But
I
anyway.
am a doctor in sexology.
And so I'm like, I vaguely remember some cardiologist, but wait a minute. That was at Beaumont and this is like Henry Ford. Like, why would he come over there and look at me? He's not even my doctor, right? He's just in the system where my doctor is.
He just made a visit to the hospital that day, and he
and I'm like,
charged you.
I didn't call him. I
How
didn't
can
call
that
him
be
to come over.
accurate? $97? It would be
Yeah.
like $897. Then I'd believe
He
it.
walked in and went, hey, how you feeling? I went, pretty good. He went, cool, and walked out. So I went, oh. So he goes, $97, that's really not that bad. I go, well, he was there for 4 seconds. So unless he makes $400,000 an hour, it was bad. He didn't touch me. He didn't say anything. I didn't invite him. I don't know why he was in my room, to be honest
Wow.
with you. He wasn't even my doctor.
That's like e-docking rates right there.
Totally,
You know what I mean?
right? I know, yeah. And so I'm like, dude, this just doesn't make sense. I don't mean to be a dick, and I'm not trying to be cheap about it, but honestly, like I didn't have insurance at this point. I'm on the hook for, I don't know, $30,000 for the night I had to stay there in the surgery. And now you're tagging on $97 for this guy that
Are you really on the hook for it? Have you listened to Heroin Has a Great Publicist, episode 9, I believe it is, maybe 8, where Jay Chris talks about his sickness?
his heart thing?
Yeah, he had like
Jesus
$300,000 or something.
Oh, shit.
Wiped clean, man.
Yeah, but what
You gotta
was
talk to him.
yeah, no, I know. I listened to that last night. I was falling asleep and laughing my ass off. I was like, dude, his show is so good. I wrote him. I was like, fuck you, dude. Your show's too good. Stop it. Thank God they're only 30 minutes each. But what did he say? Why was that able to? He would get that.
He basically got a call from a collector. He didn't go into depth as he usually, just kind of skims over details. But he goes, yeah. So a collector called me. He's like, yeah, sir, Mr. Newberg, you owe $300,000. He's like, yeah, it's not happening, man. I'm unemployed. I'm like a comic.
Yeah.
And they're like, and he just click, and then he gets a letter in the mail, and it's just like wiped clean. So I'm sure there was something that went on in the background. I imagine he skipped a step there, but
there was probably more to that conversation. But I thought the guy
lawyers involved.
I thought the guy said something like, "Okay, you're not really a working. Okay, let me see what I can do." And then he mailed him a letter like, "Yep, all good. That was easy." So I don't know. I'm gonna try that if they call me again, because they've called plenty of times. But I was like, I heard if you pay him $5 a month, they'll fuck off.
I've definitely heard that too.
He said,
if you pay him something,
no anymore. No, it used to be, and I was like, all right, I'm not. Well, then I'm not paying it.
The olden days.
Yeah, and so I was pissed though, because I'm like, look, I was in a hospital, and they had a cardiologist there who came in and talked to me apparently, and then that cardiologist decided to call my doctor's office and bring the card. Does this sound like more worthless testing? And I'm like, okay, well that would be fine if they brought you over, doctor. You're the one that sees me. You're the one I've dealt with for a year. I don't even know who this person is. They literally walked in here, said hello, yep. And I was like, who are you? I remember it. And he's like, yeah, I'm from Dr. So-and-so's office, and I, stop by and make sure that. I was like, well, that was very sweet. I want to stop by and see how I'm doing. These guys are wonderful.
Great guy.
Wow. All right. Well, takes it easy.
Honestly, I'm surprised it's only $97. You should be thankful that was only $97.
He was like walking by the hall, and they're like, by the way, you want to make a quick $100? Right. He's just like in the building or something. Like, dude, make $100 real quick. Just pop in and say hello. Wave. How you doing? Good. All right. See you later. So I'm not paying that. Now I got to work on the $30,000.
Standing firm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, speaking of physicals and annual stuff,
we're doing those.
You have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy, right? What do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call Mark today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
The other thing, dude, since I got insurance in January, Jay, there was a lot of testing that they wanted to do, and then they just kind of a la carte it, knowing that it was coming out of pocket, right? And so, there's a billion blood work tests they can do, and I was just like, which ones are absolutely necessary? It's kind of like Russell with the.
That's how we do it at the dentist.
Yeah.
Like Gab will walk in and be like, look, they need their teeth cleaned, but they don't want to see the dentist. They don't want fluoride. They want the lady to just pick at their teeth and clean them.
Yeah. Or is there like a dental student in here that would like to make $15? Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing the same thing, dude. I have like 3 issues in my teeth right now. And it's like, do you think I could make it to June? And she's like, might be close. Maybe let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Like, dude, it's ridiculous what's going on. And so a lot of these tests, he was like, these are the ones I really have to do. This will give me a pretty good idea about what's going on, but I'd like to do these other ones. You said you get insurance in January. I get insurance. And so things had to be pushed back a little bit. So I'm finally going now, and they did all this blood work today, and they're going to test for everything, dude. And it's like, all of a sudden, now that you got insurance, EKGs are in line, and fucking super EKGs and fucking super stress tests and fantastic fucking sleep studies. And then he goes, by the way, if you didn't go, like, you came here that day when your gallbladder. I was like, yeah, I remember it well. I was in a lot of pain, and I think I told you to fuck off at one point, Doc. I'm sorry about that, because I was in such pain. I just wanted to, like, give me something. And he's like, yeah, I was just laughing, man. You just wanted some like Pepto-Bismol and to go home. And I was thinking, you're fucked, man. You need to go to the hospital, dude. You need to go to, and he's talking to me like this. He's like, I was just like, that dude's fucked, man. He needs to go to the hospital. So I'm like, dude, I went home. And he's like, I know, I gave you that script and whatever. And you went home.
Tell you're being poisoned from the inside.
And he's like, you were with Beth. So I knew you were at least with a nurse. And it was so that it was like, if anything got worse, it was call me. But he's like, yeah, after I was looking at your charts and stuff, he said, boy, oh boy. He's like, you would be so fucking dead. If you didn't go to the hospital that night, you would have died that night.
Wow.
Can you believe? I was like, what? He goes, oh no, it's not even in question. You would have died that night had you not ended up going. When Beth called me a fucking, I'll never forget, dude. I'm sitting there and I'm on Beth's couch and I'm eating fruit. That was the only thing I had a taste for. And I'm like, trying to get in any position. I'm like, just push here in the middle of my back. It makes me feel better for 1 second. It's psychological. It didn't make me feel better. I'm like, oh, fuck. She's like, I can't do this all night. I have to work in the morning. I'm like, I don't care. I'm dying. Please. And finally, she's like, you're a fucking asshole. And I'm like, excuse me. I'm in pain. How dare you? She's like, no, you are. You need to go to the emergency room. And this is bullshit. We need to go. And so after an hour of arguing, I finally went, fine. He's like, You didn't go that night? Dead.
Oh.
For sure. He's like, that shit was going to burst. You would have fucking died for sure.
It's good that you were a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's good that she was a pain in the ass.
It served you well being a pain in the ass.
Just pushing my back. Just pushing the back. Pushing the back. Getting it closer and closer to popping like a zit. You imagine how bad this would have sucked if I would have been gone the last few months?
My God.
Think about all the fun shit we've done around here.
Right.
Pub crawl done. You would never even say you wanted to suck Vinny's dick.
Exactly.
Wouldn't have even met him.
I know.
Barely would have met him.
Right.
Jay would be doing great. He'd be on to the next thing. He'd be killing it in life right now.
Turn the page.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? He ain't coming back.
Life's full of chapters, isn't it?
That's right. Are you excited about, well, I know it's a stupid question to ask you. The Lions.
I don't really like American sports.
Yeah, I know. You're more into sweatshop sports. But Danny Amendola, pretty good signing, right for a slot receiver, just briefly.
Is that really who you care about, who the Lions signed?
Well.
Trey Flowers?
Did they send someone else today?
Yeah. Man.
Oh, okay. I literally got up this morning and then fucking had to go to the doctor. I haven't been around.
I don't think any of the other signees have as hot a girlfriend as Amendola.
Oh, wow.
I want to look that up, Isis.
Really? Who's he?
I think she's a Miss Universe.
See, I get him confused with who's the other white short slot receiver. You know what I mean? Like the Patriot. Right. Which Patriot was he?
What was the player we were talking about with the hot girl?
Danny Amendola.
Okay.
Amen. Dola.
No, you're thinking of Super Bowl MVP. What's his name?
Yeah, exactly. Who I think is dating Jerry Rice's daughter. I could have sworn I heard that. So, I mean, safe signing. This is a cool part of the year for football fans, tackle ball fans. Excuse me. When people start getting, oh damn, she is hot as fuck. Wow. Does she have an arm? Is she missing her left arm?
Oh my.
It's a weird pocket structure. I gotta be honest.
I'll find. It looks like here she is with two arms.
Okay, good.
She's armed up proper.
She is armed up proper. Very good. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Well done, Danny.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to be a Lion. Kenny Golladay will be back next year. Marvin Jones, who went out with a knee. So
Mike,
I don't know.
This is not the Lions news you should be reading.
I haven't heard. Inform me, sir. Inform me.
Defensive end, one of the bigger free agents on the market. They signed.
Where'd he come from?
Patriots.
Patriots. Okay.
Does that worry you at all?
Well,
as a Lions fan, does it remind you of Rod Marinelli and his Tampa Bay?
Yeah, did we go through that with Bobby Ross and San Diego shit too?
I don't remember that so much, but definitely Marinelli bringing in just Tampa 2 guys, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I think Mooch did that too. There were quite a bit of 49ers on staff, coaches and Packers.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
So Flowers, after all the tags were put on the best defensive players, franchise tags?
Franchise tag, yeah.
It was kind of agreed that he was one of the better defensive ends out there, and they went and got him. I think like at $18 million a year or something.
Wow.
Like that.
Yeah. Amendola. Well, there's another slot receiver that's really high on everyone's list, like the number one guy. What the hell's his name? As a replacement for Golden Tate, they wanted this. They were looking at a few guys, and Adam Humphries, and they thought he's going to get $10 million a year, and so Amendola comes, max 5.75 mil. So. Solid.
That's what it's all about, puzzling it together, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then
they also got Jesse James, tight end from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You may recall him as the player that his touchdown catch led to the rule change on completing the process, or some part of that in 2017. Remember, he scored against the Patriots. It was a big controversial play.
I remember the Packers Cowboys won, obviously ours with. I don't remember that one. I'm sure if I saw it, I'd remember it. Did you remember it when you saw it?
Yeah, I did. And then cornerback Coleman from Seahawks. Apparently, he's a slot corner.
Okay. They got rid of Nevin Lawson.
Yeah.
So needed to do that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is like all of a sudden it's gonna be like boom, 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 like all these guys are going. It's kind of feeding frenzy.
But if you like American sports and in particular American football, tackle ball,
who did Man U pick up in free agency this year?
Yeah, no, the transfer market. We could go into that if you want. No, but the Lions look like they're on the move. That's good news, I guess, that they're doing something.
Sure, I guess it's so early. It's probably dumb to even talk about, but it's exciting when you see these names that around the league. And it's interesting though. You bring up the whole Patricia, Bob Quinn ties to the Patriots, because I was like, why would Danny Amendola? At this stage in his career, he's in Miami for a year. He did 5 years in New England. Why the fuck? Because New England was interested in talking to him. And it's like, why would he come here? And it's like, oh,
Now, on the other
That's
side
why.
of it, interestingly, New England doesn't want to sign Flowers, right? And the Lions take him and perhaps overpay.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So there's two ways of
Yeah.
looking at that.
And they wanted Kyle Van Noy for some reason
Yeah.
off our scrap heap because
Yeah.
God knows we don't need that fucking
Oh,
guy.
that guy
The
sucks.
guy that's going to start every fucking game since he's been there and win 2 Super Bowls. But whatever.
American sports landscape, I'll tell
Yeah.
you.
It
Hey,
is.
everybody, check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, which is DetroitCast.com. The page includes businesses owned by listeners. Take a look. It'd be great for you to support fellow listeners who support the show. Today's featured business listing is DRKM Strategies. They specialize in helping independent small businesses grow by using proven internet marketing methods. They entice new customers to find you online. And the head nerd over there, Craig Backus, is awaiting your contact. Give him a call. He's a great dude, easy to work with. He does really good work for us.
Yeah, I'll hook you up. Craig is very good people. Poor Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson,
Thank
brother
you.
of
What was his name again?
Fuck.
Buckley Swanson Peck.
That is
Carlson.
unbelievable to me.
Well,
You couldn't come up with more douchey, waspy names.
I know, but here's the thing: that the only part of that sucks is there was a divorce, and then Dad remarried into the Swanson frozen chicken family,
Yeah.
and so it was probably just Buckley Peck Carlson and Tucker McNear Carlson. Yes, waspy, stupid, bad, but adding
in
Swanson, it's
is
just
huge.
I cannot see Tucker Carlson without thinking, oh, Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson, Buckley Swanson Peck Carlson.
Jeez.
It's just fantastic. But he's refusing to apologize. No shock there. For some clips that have been unearthed. I love the idea of unearthing as if they've been hidden somewhere. They were part of a radio broadcast that went out into the ether.
Yeah.
It-
Bubble the Love Sponge, right?
Yeah, from like
2007, I think.
6 to 11, I think, were the years in which, because there's a shitload. Nice, by the way. What a fucking fun existence you have, Media Matters, when you've got people that their job is just sit down and listen to opponents. Let's scour the globe for anything they've ever said in an interview,
Yeah.
written or spoken, that could be taken to make them look like monsters. It's like, dude, I just hate that. I hate that. It's just so shitty.
Even if it works, like you described it best. Like, dude, that's your day to day. You're listening to radio shows from 10 years ago, whatever, 5, and just
Yeah.
like for anything.
See if
just
it
like,
fits with today's standards.
Yes.
Right.
Does it fit with today's standards? And the best part is, because this happened to E's mom, where when I was talking to her when we were doing
Francis.
extra
Hi,
content.
Mrs. Fady, by the way.
Fran, and I was like, all right, Fran, you are listening to make sure E's okay and he's not being abused, and you're just building hatred for Jay and I, right?
Mostly Jay.
Mostly me, actually, because you were signing checks.
Subcontractor
Yeah,
checks.
subcontractor checks. Yeah. And so I was like, there's no fucking way a human being could listen to our show as much as Fran does and not find some of it funny. So I was asking her, is there any
That was
point
funny.
ever that you find us entertaining or funny? She was like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
I told him I
She had
thought
to
she would say
admit.
no. I
Uh-huh.
thought she would say no. I
did
really
too.
did.
I really did.
What did she like?
I don't remember.
She wouldn't go into any detail
Uh-huh.
about shit. She was kind of like she was with us, which was hilarious. And so all I can picture is this row of like people with headphones on, like, my job today is to go through Tucker Carlson on Bubba the Love Sponge for 6 years and listen to every word of it. Tucker's entertaining as shit, and so is Bubba, and so is Bubba's co-host.
So what was the deal? He was
So-
on there regular?
Yeah, he was on there like once a week. He would go
Oh,
on
really?
for
I
and
didn't know
yeah.
that.
And I didn't really know that either. I mean, it's in Florida. I mean, it might have been syndicated a little bit, but
Which
I
just seems
wasn't aware.
a weird thing for him to have done.
Tucker's way more cool than you think.
Hmm.
He's not quite. He's very
It's like
opinionated.
Dancing with the Stars, for God's sakes, Mike.
Yeah, he was blown out week 1.
He
That's
was
just
crushed on that show.
yeah. And so I imagine my thought is these people are sitting there and they've got a job to do. They're sitting here and they've got headphones on and they're just listening to countless hours of these discussions. And then I'm going, there's no way you couldn't sit there for that long and not laugh at some of this shit or find it entertaining. It'd be cool as fuck. And I know they're laughing and still going, oh, this fucker's going down.
Oh, yeah.
That was
But this
fun.
is funny.
God,
But
job,
damn,
man.
that was clever. That was good. That was good.
Politics, dude.
It's just unreal.
they
But-
better be getting paid, man. I swear to God, if they're doing this voluntarily to take down the man because they have their duty, I feel so bad for them, dude. There's a lot of fun shit out there to do.
No, it's a well-funded organization, from what I understand.
Okay.
Media Matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
big.
think it's Clinton fund. What didn't it come out of the whole right-wing conspiracy days?
Probably. I know there's a few. Yeah. Okay. Was
where
it to combat
it was aimed at combating right wing
the vast
talk, really.
Yeah, the vast right wing conspiracy that was always attacking the Clintons. And there's a few of them now. There's all kinds of, Media Matter. I can't remember the names. They all got some name that, like Media Matters or whatever, and they just got their side. It's just another political chess piece. And so, you read these articles, though, it's like Carlson jokingly downplays the crimes of a cult leader and convicted child sex offender Warren Jeffs. He calls women extremely primitive, pigs. Refers to two other women as whores.
Can I have some context?
Well, why? That came out of his mouth.
Those words.
He called someone cunty.
Some combination.
I don't think I'd vote for her. She strikes me as cunty. I love the fact that Carlson would say something like that. So, anyways, he's defiant. There's no way he's going to come out and be like, oh, my God, I'm so ashamed. Sorry. So he just said, Media Matters caught me saying something naughty on a radio show more than a decade ago. Rather than express the usual ritual contrition about how this, how about this? Instead of the usual contrition, how about this? I'm on a TV every weeknight live for an hour. If you want to know what I think, you can watch. Anyone who disagrees with my views is welcome to come on and explain why. Thanks to Twitter, people who were upset by his views did not have to wait to appear on his show to explain why they were outraged. So,
do you have his statements in full context?
I was furiously highlighting because we're in a rush today, so I just grabbed a few of them just to give you a little bit of context. Yeah. And so they've just Media Matters just like, oh yeah, here you go, here's the transcripts of everything that was said, which is just great to do. If you take transcripts of us on this show, we would sound like absolute fucking monsters. We just would. So they're talking about Warren Jeffs. Now, he was the polygamist cult leader. We talked to his daughter,
Father
right?
Of Rachel.
Rachel Jeffs. We interviewed her about her book. Yeah. It's probably sitting around here somewhere. She was great. We really felt bad for her, and she was born into this family. And
she was a cool chick.
And Warren Jeffs was marrying off people. Now, the reports since this have come out that he was fucking kids. I think he's in jail for life or some shit. But he would take like people in the cult and be like, Phil, you're 58. You get to marry 14-year-old Sally here.
Right, just moving the chess pieces.
Yeah, he was just moving around and but he got to sample all the goods for he wanted this guy's wife, and so I was like, man, breaking you two up. It was just ridiculous. So, anyways, so one of the co-hosts on Bubba Love Sponge says, in the eyes of the law, people that are under 16 cannot consent to sex for any reason. And Carlson's like, in the state of, it varies by state. I mean, I know that. And then he's like, look, just to make absolutely clear, I'm not defending underage marriage at all. I just don't think it's the same thing exactly as pulling a child from a bus stop and sexually assaulting that child. The co-host says, yeah, it is. It's much more planned out and plotted. Wait, hold on a second. The rapist in this case has made a lifelong commitment to live and take care of the person. So it's a little different. I mean, let's be honest about it. Co-host, that's twisted. I'm sorry. I don't know how. And so Bubba comes on and says, we mostly agree with you. I have not found one person that's on TV, a journalist in paper. I've not been able to find anybody that has the same stance as you. And so they're talking still about this, some kid being plucked out of the streets, some guy runs out from the bush, grabs an underage girl and rapes her versus someone who gets into a committed relationship as a polygamist.
Right.
He says, yeah, no one, I can't find anyone that agrees with you on TV, radio, anything. He says, well, it's because nobody has the balls to articulate it because everyone is afraid of what people are going to say. I'm not endorsing polygamy. Here's my point. If a guy wants to be a polygamist, that's kind of his business. Bubba says, but where I think you've gone wrong is how you've downplayed how much of a crime this is, how you've tried. I mean, wait, what? What crime is what? Do you know what the guy's been charged with? I actually do know because I got the subpoena. I got the indictment. Tucker Carlson says this. The co-host says felony rape. Carlson, felony rape. And do you know what he's accused of doing? He's not accused of touching anybody. This is Tucker continuing. He's not accused of touching anybody. He's accused of facilitating a marriage between a 16-year-old girl and a 27-year-old man. That's the accusation. That's what they're calling felony rape. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. Now, this guy may be a child rapist. I'm just telling you that arranging a marriage between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old is not the same as pulling a stranger off the street and raping her. That's bullshit. Should be kicked off TV forever for that comment? Those comments? They're unpopular.
Yeah, no.
All right. If I made the laws, Michael Vick would have been executed. Warren Jeffs would be out on the street. Just really hung up on that Warren Jeffs thing. Not a hill to die in for me. Defending Warren Jeffs.
I know, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he sounded like a real monster, by the way. It was Breaking Free by Rachel Jeffs, and that was episode 966, if you want to listen to our interview with her. That was pretty good, I think.
It was very good, and it
Bringing
was a
Free,
tough interview.
How I Escaped Polygamy, the FLDS Cult, and My Father, Warren Jeffs.
I think what you're hearing here with Tucker Carlson, it makes it easy to take and go, it's hard to explain this. It makes it sound like he's saying, hey, man, he's just arranging marriages between a child and a fucking older person. What's the problem? Charging someone with felony rape. We all hear felony rape and you go, oh my God, you think of, someone who's attacked someone in the bushes, you're a horse ass girl.
Sound like he's affirmatively endorsing this sort of activity, but he's just drawing the distinction between.
I think he's drilling down into the quote unquote details of this and going technically and going, that's bullshit. It's meant to look like this in the media. Here's the other thing that you need to understand for people listening. This is not NBC Nightly News, right? NBC Nightly News, where you would go, oh, Tucker Carlson, he's a news guy. Fox News, wow. There are guys. Donald Trump did this with Howard Stern, right? Go on there. She's not a 10. She's a pig. It's like people do that. They're human beings. Tucker Carlson going on he listened. His daughter loved the show. He listened, and they would go and joke it up.
It's more of a shooting the shit sort of atmosphere.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And in those, they make for compelling arguments and discussions. We do it all the time, Jay. Where it's like, Mel, is it really? I don't know. Is it like in transcript
blue
form?
Bikini?
Yeah, blue bikini. I'm telling you, I didn't card her, but it's like these guys don't even care. He didn't even want to card her. Nah, is that really what happened there? No, it's not. And so I can see how this happens.
Yeah.
And the best shows in the country can make someone comfortable being there to the point where you're playing ball. And in 2006, 2011, all you pussies didn't give a shit like you do now. So we're digging up old graves.
And do they really give a shit now?
Right, that's the other thing.
No, just, let's blow up Tucker Carlson.
No, of course they don't.
So they go on with this. Yeah, so they're talking about, the act of being married to multiple people really isn't as big of a problem as those that are 12 and 13. That's what Bubba says, like marrying a 12 and 13-year-old. And the co-host says, yeah, that's what Warren Jeffs is in prison for. He's not in prison for polygamy. He's in prison for child rape. Tucker, well, actually, he's not in prison for that. He didn't. Warren Jeffs didn't marry underage girls, actually. No, he's in prison for facilitating child rape. And Carlson says, whatever the hell that means. Carlson, he's in prison because he's weird and unpopular, and he has a different lifestyle that other people find creepy. I like this co-host. No, he's an accessory to the rape of children. That's a felony. What do you mean an accessory? He's like got some weird religious cult where he thinks it's okay to, marry underage girls, but he didn't do it. Why wouldn't the guy who actually did it, who had sex with an underage girl, he should be the one who's doing life?
How is Jeff's blameless here?
It's absurd. So here's one interesting, and then we'll move on. Bubba the Lump Sponge, again, you got to keep in time.
But the thing is, though, you're right, though, Mike. Here. When he's like, why is he's not the idea of Jeff, the guy being blameless or whatever? It's just the shit that you talk about. Like, he's just trying to be funny for the most part,
totally.
But also knowledgeable on the subject. Like, he's not necessarily like he's giving him facts, like too.
I have noticed when I've seen Tucker Carlson do podcasts and stuff. Like if you see a video podcast that he's on, that's way more relaxed, no FCC shit. And if he can read a room really quick. If he's talking to us, he would be sitting here swearing along with us and saying really, nothing would offend him. He's just that kind of dude.
I'm on the bar stool.
Yuck it up and talk shit and bullshit. That's bullshit, So he's not some stuffy fucking
bow tie wearing waspy
Swanson McNair.
He's not.
Yes. I'll see you on the yacht, and not one of those fucking fake yachts we saw yesterday.
Right.
A real yacht, Jay.
4 wins.
So two more things. So this at the time Duke issue is going on, the Duke rape case, right?
Oh boy.
Sensitive subject. You've got a black sex worker. Was she a junkie too? She might have been, but blaming the very privileged white students from Duke University, the lacrosse team. And so Bubba says, let's get into a couple things. This is obviously before this is settled in court. Let's get into a couple things. One, this whole Duke issue, honest to God, Tucker, in my opinion, tell me what you think. I think these guys are innocent. And Tucker says, well, I think they could get railroaded. I mean, look, here's the bottom line. And I said this the other day and there was all this outrage. How could you say that? But I mean, this woman sells sex for a living. Okay. I'm not attacking that. I'm merely noting it. She sells sex for a living. If she's accusing other people of non-consensual sex, it's a little more complicated than if some, housewife claims she was pulled off the street and raped. It's just not the same thing. It's harder to determine what's consensual and what's not. and to act like these guys absolutely did it because she's this oppressed stripper, pardon me, adult dancer, exotic dancer, whatever the hell you're calling them now. It's ridiculous. I mean, these kids, maybe they did do something wrong. I don't know. But I mean, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Now I got you.
Any problems with that? They found that statement. No. I think it just seems like a well thought out, like, okay, we can't ignore the fact that she's a fucking streetwalker, or basically.
By the way, wait a minute. So people are taking
goes against this believe whatever women say at all times. Yeah, right?
But wait a minute. It's come out that she was like that's like they're unearthing this.
We know that he was correct,
and we're looking at it in hindsight right now.
Yeah, I know. The other thing is the rape shield laws, and this is brief. So these are the laws, Jay. We can explain to people that are meant to protect any victim. Don't want them to be re-victimized.
Yeah.
So you can accuse Biggie raped me, and then it's like we don't get to know who she is, and then we spend the rest of the next year or two trashing Biggie's existence. Right. I mean, we dig up any fucking thing we can.
Not hard to do.
But that woman is protected. You can't know her name. No one can see her. She's victim one, whatever. So they're talking about that. Tucker Carlson says, I'll tell you one thing that can be done immediately is to eliminate rape shield laws. I mean, why is it if I accuse you of embezzlement, of shooting my dog, or shooting me, of any crime, I have to go face you in open court? My name is available to anybody who's reporting on the case, right?
He can't see the value, the potential value in a rape shield law. Come on,
well,
Tucker.
Tucker says, your name is in the public eye. My name is in the public eye. Why is that? Is it, in this one category of crimes, the accuser doesn't have to be treated as an adult. I don't understand it. It gives the accuser all the power.
There can be problems there, and I agree that is a potential problem. Come on, you can't see the potential value.
Yeah,
it's I can
allowing people to be shielded and not have to go through that again.
I can see it for children. I can. I mean, I get it. If you're child abuse and it's like, don't even go there. But if you're an adult and 30 years old and accusing this person of that act, we see how it plays out.
It would chill a lot of people's allegations.
You think so?
Yeah, really. I think so.
Well, he says basically.
Don't you think don't you think?
Yeah, man.
Twice? I don't want to be publicly.
Yeah,
it's a tricky thing because I think there's.
Not saying their allegations don't need to be checked, but I can see some value there to rape shield.
100% can.
Well, maybe the way to do it then is that nobody's name gets out there until it can be investigated. Maybe that's the play. The media wouldn't like that, but boy, oh boy, I just don't like people because here's how Tucker ends this. Basically, so if I'm alleging rape, I have the protection of anonymity. I can say whatever I want while hiding behind anonymity. While the person I accuse, whether he's guilty or not, has his life destroyed. It's totally unfair. It's fucking bullshit.
It's just such a tricky thing there.
That's the pro-male argument.
I know, and you can see it, dude. God forbid one of your kids is fucking accused of something by some psycho that he dumped, and all of a sudden now it's like she's under protection, and he's potentially facing a life destroyed. I mean, that sucks, man. It really does. I don't know. He could be the next R. Kelly. Poor guy.
R period.
R period, yeah.
You're referencing R period, Kelly?
Yeah. Did I hear yesterday there's a new tape?
Yeah. And Gloria Allred brought it to us. What? How is Gloria Allred involved in bringing forward a video? What the hell,
Did you read the story behind that?
Yeah, a guy found it in an old box of videos or something.
I want to know more about that.
Old box of videos?
Yes, dude.
I was going through an old box of videos not too long ago, and I found one of those Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee tapes that you guys had ripped off.
Is
not
it
ripped, not
actual,
stolen, but
the actual video.
You copied a few of those when those were originally disclosed and gave one to me.
I saw like a meme the other day about like those old VHS tapes where it kind of said like it's talking about being roulette, man. You've said all those old VHS things like dude, it could be a wedding or it could be a sex tape, dude, and you just don't really know.
Sure,
but why would you have R. Well, okay, I guess.
How did they get a hold of R. Period Kellys?
So yours, there's a distinction here. Before the Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson video was made public by, what was the video company that bought that?
Wicked or something like that?
No, it was Vivid Video maybe?
Okay.
Maybe Wicked, whatever. One of those classy
right.
Bought that and they got paid like $10 million. And then that tape became available. You can rent it in hotels to this day.
No, this was before that.
Right. This is before that. We got a hold of that tape and burned off copies for all of our friends.
Yeah.
Because that's the responsible thing to do when there's a gag order on that tape being made public. You should give it to as many people as you know. And then we also, when they struck that deal, they sent us cases of them. So we had in our office for a long time 100 fucking.
Once it was sanctioned by Vivid.
Yes,
or Wicked,
exactly. We had 100 copies of it.
Funny.
So you had one of the original good ones, the burned ones. You had the pirate copy like we did of the Dice Man back in the day.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, dude, same thing, going through old videos and found R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's
on a chick.
It shows R. Kelly sexually abusing multiple young girls in the 90s, and Gloria Allred didn't seek it out. Someone gave it to her. And so she's got a press conference, and she's talking about her client, Gary Dennis, and his wife, Sally, found the tape in their Pennsylvania home in the last few weeks. He said he doesn't know Kelly. He doesn't know where the tape came from.
So weird.
He came across the tape in a box full of old VHS videos while he was searching through old sports games he had recorded.
What would make you slide that in and start watching?
Yeah,
dude, how much time do you have on your hands that you're just going to be throwing in old VHS tapes? And
if I find out these are old sports tapes of him like in high school, these better be like the championship game you're reliving. He's a big. Yeah. Where is he from? Pennsylvania. He's a big Eagles fan. He wants to watch the championship game in 1980 or something. I hope they're not his. But anyways, so he sees these. He has one of the sports tapes also had R. Kelly written on it. He assumed it was going to be an old concert. Boy, was he mistaken. A man who appears to be Kelly was on the recording engaged in sex acts with young African-American girls. Does it matter if they're African-American or white or Latino? Why does that even matter? Is that just for context?
Yeah, I think they're just describing, right?
I do that. You get mad at me when I do that. So a black guy was walking in the store behind me. Yeah. What does it matter?
Yeah.
You didn't do it here.
Describe on a tape, Yeah. None of us can see it.
Yeah, but it's kind of painted like, he's abusing young black women. He's just abusing young chicks. So he was telling them what to do and what to say. It appeared he was in control of the camera. In addition, he was engaging with these children in sexually abusive acts. They looked as though they were just saying and doing whatever he told them to do. He said he was disgusted and horrified by what he saw in the video. I can't get the memory out of my head.
Where did he get this thing?
It just stays with me constantly. And I'm like, so you had to watch every minute of it. You didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
I hate this, but I'm going to I must.
It's my duty.
Right.
What is the possible source of this? He's just a guy sitting in Pennsylvania. Garage sale?
Well, you kind of threw a wrench into what I was thinking when you said, I got this Tommy Lee Pan. And it's like, well, if that tape had never gone public, you could have easily had that tape in your collection somewhere that was never supposed to be made public. It was never supposed to be legally allowed out there. But you would have had a copy of it. And people go, how did he get it? Is he friends with Tommy Lee?
Yeah.
Pamela?
Good point.
It's like some asshole at a radio station gave it to him.
Great point.
Here we are 30 years later.
Some guy in Detroit.
He's going, I was looking for the fucking videos of my child's birth, and I found Pam and Tommy.
This and quickly called Gloria Allred.
All of a sudden, Tommy Lee's honking the horn with his fucking giant cock, and here we are. So, yeah, because I was thinking the same thing, like, dude, he finds this, his wife walks in and goes, what are you doing? And he goes, shit, I don't know. Looking for old sports tapes. Looking for my old sports tapes. She's like, that's not your old sports tapes. I know. Apparently it's R. Kelly. I don't know where it came from. Meanwhile, he's the guy behind the filming all these years. Weird. And now he's wrapped up with Gloria Allred.
To close the loop on the old sports tapes issue, by the way, I used to let you borrow the March 26th Red Wing fight tape. Yeah. Remember that? Because I taped that game knowing something was going to happen.
Oh, just because of
I'm like, something's going to go down. So I taped it, and you were like, dude, you've got a tape of that? Let me borrow that. And I think you used it on
Drew and Mike forever.
Yeah.
I think that was the official tape we had. I don't know why we wouldn't have been recording it that night. Who knows? But dude, I do remember that. Sorry about that. I could probably get that back for you at some point.
Yeah.
If you want it.
For that.
Yeah. And so this guy's just like, it just stays with me constantly. That's all I can see is his glistening head and fucking veiny black cock. That's all I can get. It's just over and over on a loop. It's sickening and shameful, most of all. Harmful to those children. He said that because the tape also has sports game on it, he believes it may have come from a friend. Which friend? Got to remember what friend that was.
So curious as to how that got in his hands.
I want to know that. Yeah, he's just gonna go. Beats me. I don't know. Crazy. So she gets contacted, Gloria Allred, by this dude, And then she turns it over to the police.
Why? I don't know, but okay.
Yeah. Well, it's probably just like, yeah, who's that bitch that's always defending bitches?
Yeah. She always goes on TV.
She'll
go
red.
on TV for me.
She always wears red, like all red.
Yeah.
She's just in all red all the time. What the fuck is her name?
Only think of her name.
God damn it. Gloria, do you remember that chick? She's dressed in all red. Always defending the women. Gloria all red. Yes, Gloria. All red. Anyway, so she said the identity of the young girls was not known, but there was no reason to believe they were the same victims who were on the documentary. And this all red note of the video appeared to have been filmed in the 90s, and the clients assumed the girls were underage because they were not fully developed.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's talking about budding, right? That's like, right?
Breast buds and no grass on the infield?
Well, you could shave that. You can't disguise. You know what I mean? Like, that's what that means. Not fully developed means one thing in my eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Breast buds.
Breast buds. Yeah. Mr. R. Period.
Kelly.
R. Period. All right, said, it is fair to say that no child should ever be subjected to the kind of abuse and degrading sexual predatory misconduct depicted on this tape. Now I want to see the tape, kind of.
Oh,
I don't. I take that back. I don't want to see the tape. They just keep little teasers out there, and it's like, all right, just show the fucking thing already. One time, air it at midnight, so we know what you're talking about. You're talking about these depraved fucking. That'd be a bad idea. Michael Avenatti has also said he turned over 2 videos to prosecutors.
Avenatti's in on this?
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's just got that panache to it. That flair.
Boy, did that guy fuck himself with that bullshit allegation during the Kavanaugh hearing. Oh,
right.
That wiped him, dude. He was thought of as a potential presidential hopeful in
Right.
2020.
He was throwing that out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
when he brought forward that woman who claimed like, oh yeah, he gang raped people and all this stuff, and Avenatti's like, absolutely, we've got proof. That turned up bullshit.
That story was so uncredible.
Yeah,
like it's everything
incredible, one might say.
Sure, it was not believable. Like the details of that story. The idea that you would have all these massive parties, gang rapes every week.
Yeah.
That's what he was alleging.
It's pretty poor judgment by one Mr. Avenatti Esquire, ESQ.
I mean, you had the Ford on the stand. I don't know. Nah, it was doctor. And like, I remember he was there. And I don't know how I got home. And everyone fell in love with her.
The whole episode was crazy.
Dude, you might have been the first person in America to go, yeah, I don't know, man. I thought she was a doctor. And like, why does she talk like that?
The inflection, it was killing me.
I went back because I was in a hurry that day for some reason. I remember going back and going, fuck, I wish I saw more of this because he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That is, oh my God. If that was your heart surgeon.
One to decide whether he should be on the Supreme Court, but this happened to me, I think.
Ms. Ford, thank you for your courage today in light of these very serious accusations. Can you tell me who is paying for your for the legal services for you to be here today?
No, like, fucking 3 lawyers come in. Yeah, we're paying for it, sir. It's very common practice. She's like, I don't know. I don't think I am. Maybe I am.
Where is she now?
Not flying.
The cover of Time.
Is she?
She was on the cover of Time.
Sure.
After, she was.
She almost took down the president, dude.
She is, man.
Is that
president?
On the nomination.
Or I mean, his nominee.
Judge Brett Kavanaugh to serve as 1,500 written
like
Blasey
for Biden's quote.
People are babbling on.
Because how women are treated in the United States.
Yeah, is she gonna
with
talk?
this
Do I get
kind
to talk, Sin?
to remember these realities.
These introductory statements.
Dude, it's all the people.
Blah, 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 blah.
Prestigious.
God Christ.
Shut up.
Feinstein.
That I attended a number of parties that
Parties?
Brett
I
also
did.
attended. We did not know
I'm
each
like a
other well,
doctor,
but I
okay.
knew him and he knew me.
God.
In the summer of 1982, like most summers, I
Most
spent most
summers.
every day at the
Hey,
Columbia
guys.
Country Club in
Sounding like a
Chevy Chase,
14-year-old.
Maryland.
Dude, doesn't it? I know,
Swimming
like
and
a valley
practicing
guy.
diving.
Hey,
One
they
evening
were on
that
the
summer,
football
This
team.
seems like a
Hair away
million
from
years
your
ago,
hand.
doesn't it? Already.
I know.
Yes, man.
It does. It does.
The
And
news
he's just-
cycles just roll, don't they?
And he's kind of just there now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I know, it's crazy.
You didn't say anything for like 20 years about these, but then I went
Judd,
I went to this like
a boy named
therapist,
TJ,
and she did this like
and one
repressed
other boy
memory
whose name I
search.
cannot recall.
And then I recall that.
I also remember my friend
What was the
Leland
date on that?
attending.
Is this-
Dude, I don't even. I can look.
Was it October or
It's
something?
got to be. It's 9:36 in Connecticut, whatever it is.
This was published
That's
on
so bad.
September 27th, so it's
Jeez,
around. Oh my God, not even October yet.
Oh my God. Chuck Grassley's being mean.
Hey, did you guys see Marc Maron, or you might say Marin? Marc Maron.
Marc Maron, yeah.
What the fuck? He's 1,000 episodes in, man.
Really?
Yeah, he hit 1,000. He posted kind of
for
a
him.
behind the scenes deal today.
What is he?
Does a couple times a week, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he's been doing it a long time.
09, I think they started.
Really?
Yeah, but even at the time, like, what's his name? Corolla was already going.
Yeah.
A bunch of other big guys were going.
I think the main ones, Marin, Corolla, and Rogan were all roughly the same time.
Yeah. I think
Basically.
within a couple of years, right?
Really got in early. I think the Nerdist too with
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick was one of those that
Yeah.
was really in early, and that made a big difference in those early days to get in front of when people didn't really know. There wasn't a lot of options out there. They really kind of were able to build quickly
Yeah, for sure.
that fan base.
It's interesting to listen to, though, because although obviously he has way more notoriety going into the thing than we did,
Yeah.
it's similar to hear them talk about their struggle. He has like one guy with him, I think it's Brandon or something, his producer.
Yeah.
It's just the two of them the whole time.
Yeah.
And to hear them go through, the thought process, like, shit, we didn't know how to advertise. What do we even do? How do we post?
Oh, that's
this
cool.
show?
So he's kind of looking back on
Yeah.
the
I'll
years.
have to listen to that. That sounds
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
pretty interesting.
That's fantastic. Did he have a guest in, or was it just the two of them?
No, it's just the two of them talking for a couple. It got a little long-winded. I think I turned it off after about an hour and a half. I got the picture.
Yeah.
But still, that's
But it's
pretty
very-
good. If it kept you for an hour and a half, that means it must have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to remember what place where he was in life. Like successful-ish comic for sure.
No, I think he was kind of
He
on the
burned a
washed
lot of
up-
bridges, right?
I
He's
think
been
he was
an asshole.
kind of on the washed up
Yeah.
side. They even said that they were doing a radio show and kind of got blown out, not because the ratings were bad, but there's just a change in format and a lot going on.
Yep.
And just they started thinking, shit, man. He was asked to go on to a couple of podcasts, smaller ones, and he was like, I could probably do something like this.
Yeah.
So they got this Brandon dude, I guess, was a lot of the brains behind it. and
Really getting the
thrust
thing
behind it,
started.
yeah.
So, because he was just in he might still be in his garage.
But no, they recently moved. But
Did
yeah,
they?
he was sitting in his garage when Obama
I mean, dude,
flew
and
in.
that was crazy. That took like a year to put together, I think.
Hmm.
Did we talk to Mark about that? We didn't talk to Mark.
No.
did we haven't had him on yet.
No.
Because I was talking to Mark a little bit about that. At one point, I was emailing with him, and I don't know. I should probably get back to him. 'Cause It was a
Yeah.
big deal. I wanted to talk to him about the Obama shit. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, that was like a year in the making. A year.
Saw the security and
Yes, and like the neighborhood, like sorry man, like Secret Service, the bomb sniffing dogs,
right.
all through the house, and you can imagine how disruptive that would be. But
There's a ton of production that goes into that show, though, which they openly talk about, but I didn't realize how
Really?
much cutting and editing, and
yes, he records none of it's live. He records and then produces.
Correct.
Yeah, but ours
But-
is. I mean, we could do that. This is live right
Well,
now airing, but his
No,
isn't
that
live.
Sounds like that's not what Jay's saying.
Their
to me.
sensibility is, look, since it's not live, why not make it sound as good as possible? And so
Yeah.
they slice and dice, man.
And they take a lot of liberties.
Yeah, well, they take out shit that's not really helpful to the thrust of the interview.
So
which
they say
is,
to you.
Yeah, which is kind of they're open about, hey, if a guest says, "Can you take that out?" We usually do.
Yeah.
We're not trying to blindside people or sandbag. If it's an issue,
Depends
like,
who the
look,
guest
man,
is.
well, it also depends. And they said that they've pushed back when they're like, no, that's the whole thrust of what we were talking
Yeah.
about. We can't take that out. But if it's like, hey, I shouldn't have said that about my dad. You mind
Yeah.
taking that out? They'll
So
be
he
like,
had a
"Yeah,
big
what the
dick.
fuck?" But they say like maybe one out of every 40 episodes or something, there will be a request by the interviewee to take something out, and they will do a little something. But
Yeah.
this Brandon dude slices and dices, takes out likes and and
Yeah.
man.
Well, there's something really cool about the format, because I always know when people do that. When I listen to an interview, and you can just, if you're listening closely enough, you can hear the subtle breaths. I can hear when someone edits a breath, because I used to do that at times. I would take an outgoing breath and the start of a breath. Like if I wanted to mash a piece together, I could take someone's starting breath half and then their exhale breath on this thing 3 minutes down the way.
That's why you'll find with every word I say, I go at the end.
To give me that window.
and then I start with, well, Mike. That's why I do that.
And that's hard to do. And to do it right is tricky, and you can fuck it up, and you can get frustrated and just be like, "Fuck it, good enough."
Yeah, I notice edits a lot more since I've been doing this than I ever did before.
Remember we were talking about the Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody, and they won for sound editing and all that, and she was talking about those types of things, like the smacks of lips and the fucking how much saliva in the mouth when it opens, like all those things. Are trying to piece that puzzle together to make it actually look like someone is singing and saying what they're saying. That's why they won that award. But that sucks, man, because I can always hear when they take breaths out. Breaths to me, it's like, come on, man. If someone goes, well, anyway, fine. If you want to cut that down, go ahead. But dude, the choppiness of things when they cut breaths, and I don't know.
And sometimes it's that just mundane bullshit that, I don't know, just keeps the conversation going, and you don't necessarily want to. I think most people can probably find something in the whole ball of wax, right?
Yes.
But I also get if it's just completely irrelevant. And like they said, Fiona Apple was the worst. Like Fiona Apple.
Sure.
She you looked at me like, you're not going to say Fiona, are you?
I was like,
that's the scenario.
Are we at
Sandusky
right now?
Yeah. Fiona Apple was the worst, he said. She was all over the place. So it sounds like what he did was he took conversations and like put them back and then moved them. That to me is too much, man.
Well,
like if you want to tighten things, okay. But when you're moving chunks,
you want to pin it on something? Pin it on that.
If you want to pin it on something, pin it on that.
That guy.
Well,
who?
There have been a couple occasions where Jay and I have edited this show, and most people know that our interviews usually aren't live. Sometimes they are. Obviously, in-studio guests are live.
What do?
Sometimes we're talking to someone on the West Coast, and it's 3 hours after our show ends. We'll record it, and then sometimes you can go an hour with them, and it's like, dude, you know what? This is probably more like a 40-minute interview. Is there 20 minutes out of there that no one gives a shit about?
Well, we didn't mean to.
That interview with that dude who was Van Halen's longtime manager.
Why can't I think of his name?
Yeah,
right
Jesus. Noel Monk.
Yes.
Noel Monk.
Jesus.
Noel Monk.
Episode number, Jesus?
I don't know. I can look it up probably on the website though.
We've told this story, I'm sure, but for those that are new, Noel Monk was a big time. He put out a book about Van Halen. It's really fascinating. It's a good read, and we booked an interview with him, and we said, we have his home number. We could have as much time as we wanted.
Episode 858.
Okay. Episode 858.
Running with the Devil by Noel Monk.
And Noel Monk sounded fucking wasted.
They had their dicks tied together.
Yeah.
Do I have that right, Jay?
Oh, he was bombed.
And
sounded.
This was interesting because Jay and I both liked the book and both read the book front to back and both had a lot of questions.
Notes.
We had probably 8 pages of notes and questions each.
I mean, that tickles a pussy.
And that's what we got.
Yeah. Actually, the interview's not bad. The problem was Jay about, I don't know, 40 seconds in went, oh, fuck, what am I doing? This guy's shit-faced.
I got very thin skin.
Didn't he say he was going to have,
he was going to Sid Vicious come back to life and kick my ass.
Yeah.
He threatened me with that.
He did. That was a threat, and we've got it on tape forevermore. But he was just like, Diamond Dave. All right, listen, no. Okay. And Jay's going, you can hear me in the background going, oh, for fuck. Dude, so the co-author really wrote, you really leaned on him hard to write this book. Jay was saying like shit like that through the whole thing. He's like, guy was great. Jay's like, he's underpaid. I'm telling you that right now. The guy is underpaid. Just all these little needling remarks like, there's no fucking way this guy wrote this book.
Right.
And so ended up, Jay was like, I don't know what the fuck you're going to do with that. I'm like, let me just take a run at it.
Co-author Joe Layden, by the way.
Jay became the biggest Joe Layden fan in the history of books. And so I don't know how long that was in the end, but I ended up.
Yeah, you tightened her up a bit, didn't you?
Tightened her up just a bit. I think I was up till 3 a.m, tightening her up just a bit. It was unlistenable. So that became a listenable interview. We didn't take context out of anything. We didn't change what anybody said. We just took out. Diamond. It was like. He had the front of a sentence and he finished it. There was just 14 seconds.
Dave, just say Dave.
DLR. Don't even say David Lee Roth anymore. Just DLR. Bosdy Bop. I don't care. Call him Bosdy Bop. So yeah, at the beginning of a sentence, he'd get around to the end of the sentence, but there were 14 seconds of utter nonsense.
Oh.
37 minutes, 8 seconds.
That was an extraordinary circumstance.
Yeah.
Similar to probably their experience with Fiona Apple.
Ugh. Anyway.
But anyway, yeah, check that out. 1000th episode. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'll check that out. Did you see Aaron Lewis?
Yeah, dude. This is the second time in a month or something that he's done this.
Everyone knows who Aaron Lewis is, right? Stained lead singer. It's been a while. What do you have? Like, he had a bunch of big hits in the 90s.
I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. I can see through you.
I cannot blame this on my father. He did the best he could for me. That's the first one. It's been a while.
Oh, okay.
Since I said I'm sorry. He could sing his ass off. And when you get Aaron Lewis in the right mood, he's fucking great, man.
Sounds like he's a bit moody, though.
He goes up on stage nowadays. I think we've played some of his stuff. He'll be like just taking requests with an acoustic guitar, and people will just throw shit out. He'll be doing fucking Michael Jackson songs and Metallica. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he does some Chester, too. Linkin Park.
Really, really well. But, you know, I think they came into the radio station once and maybe play. I want to say it was on our show. Maybe it was on Arch or something.
Like, he did that thing with Fred Durst, 2000, 1999.
They toured, yeah. It was the Metropalooza tour or something. Like, I have a bunch of shit from that tour. It was Stained, and it was Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock.
Really?
It was 3 of them, and it ended at Woodstock 99.
Yeah, that makes sense, yep.
And I have, like, Fred Durst's boots that he wore on that tour, like his Harley Davidson boots, and like, dude, I'll bring it down. It's pretty funny. Their entire itinerary, like, tomorrow we're gonna be in Detroit, and this is like, it's got like it's all typed up. It's like, here's the cell phone of the manager of Stained. If you need the guys, you call this number. Check-in at the hotel is at the Holiday Inn in Detroit. It'll be 3:00. Like,
isn't that the hotel that you walked in and Mini-Me was banging some stripper? Wasn't that during a Limp Bizkit show?
Was that me that did that?
I thought you did. If
Probably.
You don't remember it,
maybe
I'm
there was a few Limp
else.
Bizkit things. Yeah, the Dollar Show or whatever at the Fox, I want to say. But I have all this shit upstairs, dude. Like a whole stack, like, you know, the passes, and it ends with the whole lineup for Woodstock and how long each guy gets. And today we're in hometown of Kid Rock, so he gets a little longer set.
Yeah.
I'll bring it after the break. I'll bring it down and show it to you. You guys will find it kind of fascinating. I don't know how we got there, but yeah, this would have been. Aaron Lewis, but
his sweet spot was 2000 to 2003-ish, right?
For sure. Yeah. They were just breaking, you know, at the Woodstock thing and that tour in 99. That's where they were just breaking. And Aaron Lewis always kind of had an attitude, like he was known like kind of as a dickhead, like short fuse. And now he's like a country guy. I think that's what he's wants to be now is, and I don't know how well he's doing, but he's in Oklahoma City. He's playing someplace, and the audience doesn't want to be quiet. He's trying to do a song like thanking the audience or something.
Well, here's the thing: he's doing it, and he steps away from the mic. He wants to play acoustic, and he wants to just sing out without a mic.
Right.
And so
very
people
hard
are,
to do.
Dude.
Very hard.
People are doing their thing, you know, talking amongst themselves, yelling some shit, and he gets pissed.
Dude, this is the last 3 minutes of the set. This is it. Is your card? Does the crowd usually sober up by the end of the show? Is that usually what happens?
Jesus, in your experience?
I mean, that's the time everybody's ready for a nappy poo and a little acoustic, unmiked performance.
So now you're not allowed to stand or yell during country shows?
God damn it.
What the hell? Thought this was America.
Dude, I mean, his response was better than Kramer's. You know, Kramer had some talkative people in the balcony, and he chose to go a different route. We saw how that worked out. Aaron Lewis, I was watching this going, okay, I hate when people interrupt shows. I'm on his side right out of the gate.
I'm not, man. He's away from the mic.
Oh, I'm not on his side for very long. I was just saying, like, initially, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Aaron Lewis, depending on how this crowd reacts. All right, Isis, go ahead. What do we got here?
It's right from the beginning of it. So you want me to go ahead right now?
So he's now in front of his mic stand.
Shut the fuck up!
It's wrong.
What's your guess as to the size of the venue here? Just, I mean,
500 to 1,000.
Yeah,
maybe more like 500.
I can tell you.
Okay.
He's beside himself. He stops, looks around.
And he is disgusted. Don't you see me performing art up here?
I wrote outside.
Let him play!
It's been a while since you guys shut the fuck up. Now people in the crowd are like, just shut the fuck up. Look at him. We'll wait, class.
Fucking good. I don't have to do this.
Dude.
Shut up.
Dude.
Just looking disappointedly across the crowd.
You don't get to do your little artsy performance piece sans mic tonight, Aaron. How about that? How about we close with a great rendition of Black by Pearl Jam, blow the place up and walk off stage? Come on, man.
There he goes.
Listen, if you don't shut the fuck up, you can't even hear the guitar. So shut up.
Why don't you stay mic'd up,
Three
man?
more fucking minutes.
3 minutes.
3. Can you please, for once, through the whole fucking evening, you guys have talked all fucking night. Shut the fuck up, or I'm done.
Why is the guy from Stain screaming at me?
Puff, puff, give.
Puff, puff, give. Oh, there must be a joint burning on stage. Not the best time to ask him for a hit of his joint. All right, we're going to do this again. We got this.
Try this one more time.
You guys are going to love this. Real art
It's
piece.
so fucking ironic that this fucking song is a thank you.
Sure is.
Because you're a bunch of
And I
assholes.
can't get you to shut the fuck up to hear it.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
Around 3,500. Yeah.
3,000?
Yeah, 3,500.
Oh, man. He doesn't know what to do now. Do I fucking sing it?
It's right on the edge.
I could just leave.
Thank you to the people in my life for putting up with me.
Is he making this up?
Artemo.
He's done.
Dude.
They're not receiving it. They're not receiving it the way I
my
pictured.
art.
Throws his guitar down, shuts his water, beer, whatever that was.
It is ma'am. It is ma'am.
Like it is, man. Yeah. That's bitchy, man. You're a live musical act. Is that the attitude to have?
Dude, you've been there before. I think if you listen close, like the crowd will stay with you. When he finally says, fuck it, I'm out. You're not hearing my thank you song to all the family who put up with me. I think someone's just like, fuck you. So back it up, Eden, when he first
now
puts
they're
the guitar
panning
down.
around. Yeah, that's, what do you say, 500 people?
No, he said 3,500.
I don't believe that.
The total capacity
Yeah, I
of the
don't
venue
believe
is.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
I mean, that's,
I do see
that's
some curtains over there. You think they?
Oh, yeah. You want to go?
There you go. Now they turn on him.
No, to where he walks off. I think you just hear a guy go, fuck you. Like, they were willing to put up with it, but then as soon as he walked off and quit on him, they were like, fuck off, man.
He's done.
The chick, no. We only heard an hour and 34 minutes. I needed 3 more minutes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Oh, Aaron.
like you said, Jay, he got into it a couple weeks ago. It's like, dude, you sing songs for a living on a stage and you fucking have a giant farm you live on with your beautiful family and you perspective, man.
Not only that, not only the perspective aspect of it, but dude, step in front of the mic and sing your song. Why does this have to be off mic? Why does he need it completely quiet?
Well, by the way, especially if it's
his
his thank you song, like to me, some artists will do that, like not just bring up Pat Green, but he will, he'll do his wave on wave and everybody fucking knows it and the crowd sings along. But you're doing a thank you song that's not really a sing along song. You got to be in the mic, dude. You got to be in the mic or start on the mic and then.
Sorry. I love Stained. I think Aaron Lewis has a great voice.
I
am truly a fan of Aaron Lewis, for real, legit. And I see something like that, and you can't help but go, fucking asshole, you're better than that. You know what? They paid to see you, and you have to be pro enough. You would have thought you learned this a month ago to go, all right, you know what? For whatever reason, crowds, I don't need to tell you as a comedian,
right.
Every crowd is fucking different. Some are going to love what you're doing. Some, just the vibe's going to be different that night. And Aaron needs to, in that moment, right then go, Oh, guys, you go shut the fuck up. All right, fuck it. Let's jam it out then, man. We only got a couple minutes left before they turn the lights on anyways. And then rip into something. Who's got a request? Doing your fucking gay little artsy, thank you to everyone in my life for putting up with me. Like, dude, was that really the time after you had your little tantrum? Now you're going to go back to this heartfelt, emotional song? People are going to laugh at you. Looks clownish.
I got very thin skin.
Quiet, Noel.
Hey, the Ides of March, they're smiling down. That means Gabara and the lovely leprechauns at Zotford and Holly are sharing their pot of gold with all of our lucky listeners. Lease a new 19 Ford all-wheel drive Escape or a new 19 Ford EcoSport as low as $82 a month. Yup, $82. Or lease a new 19 Ford Edge or new 19 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 as low as $97 a month, Mike.
I'm enjoying my F-150.
Mike is enjoying his F-150 Super Crew 4x4. I did say $97. Zott Ford keeps the green in your pocket. Take advantage of these charming payments before they disappear.
One thing's for sure, Jay. I did not have to pay $97 for my 4x4 F-150 Sport.
That's what I understand.
Yeah. Lucky me. I did not have to pay $97. So, anyway, let's take a quick time out. Real quick. See Jose Canseco?
What did he do?
What
do you do?
We'll get into that in a minute. It involves A-Rod, J-Lo.
Oh,
happy. What a blessing.
Oh, God. Just star-crossed lovers, right?
Oh, God,
Cupid Zero.
Right spot, right time. She got herself a, $500 million ring. This is all going to work out well. So we'll give you details on that next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Get to your email here shortly. Wanted to send a big congratulations out to Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod.
They're all fianced.
Yeah, they're on fianced, man. This is great news. I'm so happy for them. You know, you just love to see a young couple, 49, 47, finding each other,
Dating
falling
for
in
a
love.
couple years.
Yeah. Well, she knew. Can't rush into it. You know, I mean, what, 3 previous marriages and I believe 5 proposals. This is 6.
Man. Yeah, she was married to that dancer dude, right?
Yeah.
Did she marry Affleck?
No, they were on fiancé for a couple of years, but coming out of Gigli was really hard, dude.
Bennifer. Yeah, Gigli screwed him, right?
Well, Bennifer might have too. That was the start of the combining of the names, which got us Brangelina.
Who can forget?
Was it Brennifer for Jennifer Aniston? And I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure Bennifer was what kicked that all off. And yeah, so yesterday I was reading this story. I was like, well, has Jennifer Lopez finally found Mr. Right? I'm like, who gives a shit? Honestly, who gives a shit? Like, why would
nobody cares?
Nobody cares, do they? Maybe they do. Maybe we're out of touch, dude. But she's 49, and like I said, 4th marriage. She was, and the only thing I cared about was she was married to a Cuban waiter, just kind of running down the past.
Oh, Johnny Noah.
Was that what his name was? Johnny Noah. Yeah. Cuban waiter, occasional actor, sure.
Chris Judd is who I was thinking of. Oh, Mark Anthony too.
Oh yeah,
forgot
for
about
sure.
him.
Yeah.
Wow.
P. Diddy. Did they
no, I don't think so.
Was it the whole like attempted murder or gun issue that?
Yeah, according to the tabloid, she was freaked out about all the guns.
Yeah, and I blame her because I met P. Diddy then during that time.
Seemed like a good dude, huh?
Seemed like a good dude. I talked to him, listened to his song together, and in my office, it was just a great guy. So, anyways, yeah, they were married for a short time. The Cuban waiter, the occasional actor. I mean, I don't know what his IMDb looks like.
97 to 98. Was she at that point a fly girl? No, that was way after the Fly Girls.
Wait,
Fly Girls would have been.
Wait, what's the Fly Girls? Is that the Lakers thing? Or
no, man. Okay. She was one of the original dancers on Living Color.
Oh, that's right. See, I get them confused with Paula Abdul, who was just a Laker girl.
She was a Laker girl.
Yeah. She didn't fuck Magic Johnson, did she? Big Magic
Johnson. Fly Girls had to be early 90s, right? In Living Color, that was early. I remember being in high school watching that shit.
Yeah, that's what Jim Carrey
sure.
is the white guy token, but he was really good. And then you had all the brothers, the Wayans brothers, right?
Yeah.
So she's married to this guy, like I said, 97, 98. Well, the marriage is brief. It resulted in multiple legal challenges for the actress. Following their divorce, Noah worked for Jennifer for 6 months, managing her Cuban restaurant in L.A., Madres. Great move when you divorce someone. Let them run your restaurant still. So after he gets fired from there, and of course he sues for breach of contract, threatened to release both a nude tape of his ex-wife and a tell-all book painting her as a perverted sex fiend. Yeah, that's nice. There's a revealing video of Jennifer with a lack of clothing and in sexual situations, especially in the hotel footage from the honeymoon. Kind of want to see that, don't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I would.
An associate of Noah said this. The video contains salacious material and are going to shock her fans. All I think of is Shepard Smith. She's still Jenny from the block.
Shepard Smith.
She's still Jenny from the cock. He's got cock on his mind so much. See if you can find that. Shepard Smith, okay. Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
He was trying to say Jenny from the block. She's still that girl or whatever.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
You'll find it. Just look for the goat eyes.
What is she most famous from? Jennifer Lopez.
Gigli?
I always think of the Fly Girl, and then I think of the green dress with these sweet.
Yes. Yeah, the
with
green
P.
dress
Diddy during that period.
Totally.
Look at that shit, dude. It's past her belly button. Look at that.
Oh, let me look.
Yeah,
the dress. I know.
It's one of the most famous Grammy dresses ever.
2000, man. That was done in 2000.
Yep, when she was with Diddy. I think it was shortly thereafter that they got in that chase with the unregistered gun in the car. And all charges were dropped eventually. But what is she? She's known in the Latin community. She played the star of like a pretty famous Latino singer who died, I believe.
Oh yeah, Selena.
Was that the role she played, Selena?
I think so.
I think so. It was one of those early that was like a breakout role for her, and then she's been a judge on.
She's just been consistently there, right?
Yeah,
for a good 25 years.
That's what you need to do.
Been in the public eye.
She had some other roles I know that I saw her in, but then the judging stuff, and then Ben Affleck. You get tied to a couple big names.
She's on World of Dance right now, right? You ever see that?
No.
Yeah, the Sweet Pie loves that.
Oh
show.
yeah, of course she does. So nice to text with the Sweet Pie the other day.
Yeah, I told her. I'm like, hey, text Mike back. Tell him this. There she goes.
By the way, it's me, the Sweet Pie. Emoji. And I sent back some written emojis for her to enjoy.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, of course. So this guy is threatening, to send her off as a perverted sex fiend. Nice job, husband. And so after a 6-year battle, she was able to block the release of the tape and the book. How the hell did that happen? The judge must have looked at the video and went, not hot enough. No, we don't need to do this. So preparing for the release of her debut album, on the 6th, Jennifer sparked up a relationship with one of its producers.
I kind of forgot she sang as well.
Yeah,
she's a triple threat, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. They were arrested, Sean, Puff Daddy, and her outside of a nightclub shooting outside a Times Square club in Manhattan. They were charged with criminal possession of a weapon. Charges dropped. They knew she wasn't a part of it, and they were dropped against him too. But here's Shepard Smith. Still Jenny from the block. I love sucks and cocks.
J-Lo's new song, Jenny from the Block, all about Lopez roots, about how she's still a neighborhood gal at heart. But folks from that street in New York, the Bronx section, sound more likely to give her a curb job than a blow job or a block party. The New York Post, sorry about that slip up there. I have no idea how that happened.
Oh, I do.
It won't happen again.
It won't happen
again.
And
that's your news. And the G-Block, as Fox reports this Monday, November the 4th, 2002. And still ahead, the most watched prime time in all of
More likely to give you a curb job than a blow job.
How do you recover from that?
I don't know how that happened. I don't know. You were thinking about blow jobs half the broadcast?
That dude is part goat for sure. Look at the distance between his eyes.
You think there's a bucket of hay next to him?
Absolutely.
Oats. Dude, more likely to give you a curb job than a blow job.
What? God, I guess I forgot all about her music, man. She's got to be probably the most consistently famous chick for the last 25 years, if you think about it.
For anything you'd like?
I know. I can't pinpoint that one thing,
That's the irritating part. You could be irritated with Jonathan Depp.
I don't mind her, honestly. She doesn't bother me in the slightest. She's not so saturated that it's like, oh, God. Fucking
Jennifer
J-Lo.
Lopez finally met Mr. Right articles like that. Like that famous though? Maybe. I guess she is. So
definitely is actually. I mean, honestly, Mike,
I
I'm
know,
not trying to be a
kidding.
okay.
No,
Okay.
I know. Jennifer Lopez is a big star. She's as famous for being called J-Lo as any project.
That's a great point too.
She kind of brought the big ass back too. If you think about it, if you could pinpoint one person, her and Kardashian, right? But Kardashian has wanted that big ass, right? She's worked on gaining the big ass.
She kind of just had it.
J-Lo just had it. She really, honestly.
I thought Kim naturally had a big old fat ass out of the gate too, but then she grew it to obnoxious proportions. But J-Lo really
I think she was chasing the J-Lo ass though.
Yeah.
If she's honest.
Yep. Was Beyonce in the mix at all? Or was
not
Johnson
at the time.
come lately?
Dude, I think we can pinpoint the big ass back to J-Lo.
Chris Judd, singer.
Yes.
Dancer.
Backup dancer.
Songwriter. He was working with her right after she broke up with Puff Daddy. She met him. He was directing like a video she was in, and they become inseparable. And they're married in September 2001. By June of 2002, they'd split. And then her most high-profile one coming right out of Geely. Boy, was that a fucking bomb. Oh, don't you love that? Because they were the biggest couple on the planet. People could not write Bennifer fast enough and stuff like that. And then Geely comes out, and it was just, I mean, it was a box office bust as much. That? Yeah, I think I did.
Wow.
Yeah. It might just for work though. It was like we got to see just how fucking bad this thing is, and it was that bad. It was a critical and commercial absolute bomb. Should have blown up both their careers, and so they couldn't even get married. After that, a couple years later of engagement, it was like, nah, we just can't get over, Geely. Following the near marriage to Ben, Jen took up her longest relationship. That's with Marc Anthony, and they were married in 2004.
She has a couple kids with him, I think.
Yeah, she does. she does. In 2017, she began dating A-Rod. Having tied the knot 3 times, Jen wanted to be absolutely certain the 4th time was the charm. I rushed into 3 different marriages. At this point, I want to be sure. So,
Isn't A-Rod a notorious douche, though?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Dude,
I don't know much about him, but...
I just think choke artist in the playoffs. I know some people will dispute that, but that's what I think of. And then douche. There's something about him that has just always been douchey, even early in his career.
The metrosexual nature of him.
Yeah. And now Jose Canseco's come out, and say what you will about Jose. He's a douche too, but when he says something is true, it usually in the end comes to be true, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And well, he took to Twitter yesterday. He was watching the dance show. He was probably watching at the same exact time as Sweet
Pie. Dance, yeah.
Yeah. And he sees J-Lo, and she's like in the commercial break, she's like texting her husband or her soon-to-be husband. And he just says, texts out or tweets out, watching J-Lo text A-Rod. Little does she know that he is cheating on her with my ex-wife, Jessica. Poor girl. She has no idea who he really is.
Oh, wow, man.
Shit.
Yeah. That's what you want to get the day after you propose to your...
Oh, boy.
With a fucking ring that would sink most ships. A-Rod, stop. Let's see. Canseco said he was there a few months back when he called her on the phone. A-Rod, stop being a piece of shit. Stop cheating on Jennifer Lopez. And then he challenged him to a boxing match or MMA challenge. Your choice.
To a bare knuckle, would you say? Or
he didn't say anything about bare knuckle, but I bet he would. I bet he would.
Come on, who are you then?
Ronnie Pickering.
Who?
Ronnie Pickering.
Who?
Ronnie Pickering.
Who the fuck's that?
Yeah, me.
God, I know this. I so want. Didn't he told that guy you were gonna fly across to get ready?
Look, man, I'm not proud of that moment in my.
What's it got to do with me?
That guy?
That guy right
yeah,
there.
you told him you were gonna fly across.
I told him I was gonna fly to Great Britain that afternoon and challenged him to a bare
You
knuckle.
didn't just tell him that. You yelled that.
Yeah, I know I did.
I'm a single boy.
That's what he said. Yeah.
What episode was that, Isis?
I don't know. I can probably find that.
It's one of the most shameful moments in my career because I got hot.
Maybe
you know,
so.
he was pushing buttons,
awesome.
and I was like, "Oh yeah,
awesome.
you want to go? You want to go? I'll challenge you to a bare knuckle right now." And I swore I'd get on a flight and fly over there and challenge him to a bare knuckle. I'm gonna take on an 81-year-old man in a bare knuckle.
That's not what's funny about it.
On his fucking home field, though. For the record, I was not playing at home.
The thing about it that's funny to me is the thought that you're sitting on this, I don't know, 10-hour flight.
just amping up. Well, what are you going to be doing in London? Oh,
playing Eye of the Tiger over and over.
I'm about to fucking bare knuckle an old man.
Dude, it kind of...
Ronnie Pickering. Who?
A
guy named Ronnie Pickering.
There's been 3 times today where we've referenced old things. Go to DetroitCast.com. Check out Interact and the Help the Show tab, and you'll find old shit that's pretty funny, I think.
Hell yeah.
Episode 439.
There you go.
That was the one. I just remember the Queen's music was playing under us, and yeah, he got that ended poorly because boy, we almost killed him. Let's be honest.
Meeting? I said a meal.
Yeah, that was the first time he hung up on us. And we called back and asked if he was done with his meal. Or no, we asked if he was done with his meeting. He said, I'm in.
Meeting? I said a meal.
It's like, all right, calm down, poops. Settle down, poops. How's your meal? And then we got mad at him because it was like, what? You can't talk to 2 fucking boys from across the pond because you're having a meal?
And what was it? It is 439. I'm looking at it right now.
What do you want with me? I'm an old man.
His name was Roger, right? Was that the deal?
Yeah.
We were just trying to find a brother, cousin, whatever.
It was actually technically, I believe, listed.
I think it was listed as our Pickering, so it was just a chance.
In his town, though.
Right, and in the town that
it was like in the little fucking area where the real one, what's his name?
Ronnie Pickering.
Ronnie Pickering was.
Why are you?
Why yeah. Yeah, me. So yeah. Anyway, he's
coming out hard.
And he says, by the way,
that's a hell of a tweet.
I know, dude.
Yeah. He later said, I'm willing to take a polygraph test to prove that what I'm saying about Rodriguez was 100% accurate. That's defamation, right? I know he's a public figure, but if he said that the day after this guy gets engaged, I would think that would be like some sort of.
It better be true.
Yeah, there are protection, going after a public figure. They've put themselves in the public eye, and so they don't have as much protection.
Yeah, there's a ton of leeway.
Yes, there's a lot of leeway, but you can't just slander someone. You can't defame someone like outright. And so,
you can't state it with knowledge that it's false.
But if the truth is what it is, the truth, as they say, Jay,
is
will set you free.
Defense
and a complete defense. Yeah, so A-Rod's probably going, oh, man, we'll just let that one slide, honey. No big deal. People talk shit all the time. No, why don't you sue his ass for defamation? Take $20 million from him.
Open discovery on that one.
Yeah, let's open up a whole box of discovery on this thing.
Let's get your phone. Let's
public.
Let's have some depositions.
We'll get both parties at the table, and publicly we'll get this out there. We'll open up discovery, and we'll get to the bottom of this. You know what I mean?
If Jose's lying, then you can get a good judgment against him. But if he's not,
you are gonna get more money that you don't need because. Yeah.
Hey, college hoops, they are heating up, as you know, gentlemen. Stop by the Hamlin Pub to watch your favorite team on one of their numerous TVs and enjoy sports specials like $7 medium hand-tossed pizzas, boneless wings, or the Nacho Supreme, of course. These specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub's locations, those being Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the two in Shelby Township.
You know, if you go to the one in Shelby Township, I found this out.
Well, hold on. Which one in Shelby Township?
The big one. 22... I'm trying to think. The one we've had Massey in before.
25?
There we go.
Had them at both.
I'm just gonna say that if you go to that one, I found out there's a chance you might run into my sister Mongo and Aaron Rodgers. They live right by there, and they've been going there since we've had a thing with them, and they know that it's kind of cool for our, helps our show out if people go there and stuff. So I'm not saying it's guaranteed.
So look for 2 things. Look for a person who looks somewhat like Aaron Rodgers, but a mongoloid version of him.
Right.
And then secondly, look for a blonde female version of Isis. And the way you'll be able to tell, it's the tooth to gum ratio.
Right.
You'll see her smile, and it's
She's
a similar
tall.
tooth.
She's tall as E.
Got a great grill just like Isis. Somehow he's preserved that grill all these years. I'm not sure how. Does she have nice titties?
Yeah, she does. Right, E?
I don't more than a B cup. I don't know.
Yeah, she got nice
titties. You think so?
Yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Fady, by the way.
How I found this, how I found it out was like we were having lunch the other day with a family, and she was like, I was talking about the pub crawl, so it was on Sunday, and she's like, yeah, those people you were in the pub crawl with, I was at Hamlin Pub the other day, and they were all there too dancing. I'm like, you go to the Hamlin Pub? And she's like, yeah, we go up there once in a while, get dinner. I'm like, nice, good job, Lauren.
If for their wedding, if we were to buy them each, like we buy Mongoloid Aaron Rodgers a like home green Packers jersey with number 12 and then Mongoloid on the name, and then we buy her like her own jersey and then just have the name on the back or whatever,
right?
So that people know when they go, oh my God, it's Mongoloid Aaron Rodgers.
That might not be a bad idea.
If we do that, if we bought them that because Jay and I have been mulling over what we get these young couple for their wedding.
Obvious.
I mean, that seems like a dynamite gift. Would they wear it, do you think, every time they went to Hamlin Pub?
I don't know if they wear it every time. They'd do it once. If you really did that, I'm sure they would do it once. They're fun enough people, but I don't know that it would be every time. I don't know.
I want them to promise they'll do it every time.
Names on the back. Mongoloid.
And whatever.
Can I get you guys' names?
How we doing for email?
Hey, thanks for supporting our sponsors, by the way, Lauren. It's nice. Hey, before we get to email, Mike,
for the love of
like to engage in the short reading of post. It's just one, and it's from Tampa, Florida. Look at the sea cow depicted thereon.
Is that what you think of Tampa?
Sure, the manatee. I think
the manatee.
It might even be Manatee County. I don't know, but it's the manatee is that's Florida, dude. That's
I know, but I think of Florida. I think of the palm. I think of the sunshine, the beaches. I think of bikinis.
But you also think of the sea cow every now and then.
That's where you get, don't you? Like the great buns, and you see the chicks with the, whatever.
So 80s, Mike.
That's the shit, dude.
Blue bikini.
Get yourself a nice fucking Varney t-shirt.
God. Biggie, I made this dot-to-dot postcard at the airport and thought of you, Nate. Hint, I think it looks like a palm tree, says Nate. Connect the dots. What do you think? Look like a palm tree if you connect those dots. I think that palm tree has a vein in it. But go ahead and connect the dots, see what you get.
Sure.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you
like something I ate once.
Sometimes things are so immature, and sometimes they are funny, even though they're fucking immature.
They're always funny. Dude, hold on a second. He says it's a palm. That looks like a dick and balls.
Oh,
dude.
my goodness.
Do you see it?
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow.
That's
Take
crazy.
a picture of that so we can post the post.
I will. If you want to write in the show, send us your thoughts to email at DetroitCast.com. Of course, you can post in at P.O. Box 250-268, Franklin, Michigan 48025. Diesel Concert Lounge from Sean. What's up, faggots? Diesel is one of those hidden gem concert lounges. I'm glad you guys plugged it yesterday. Buck Cherry is actually going to be playing there on St. Patty's Day.
Wow.
No
That's
shit.
cool.
I wish I would have known you guys and Sponge were going to be there Saturday. Hopefully I can catch up with you guys on St. Patty's Day. Thanks for keeping it real, Sean. Thank you for writing in, Sean. Matt writes in, rainbow fish moment.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Stand by that.
I wish I knew the episode number, but
I don't know if I can go that deep.
It was early on, thank God.
It was
able to survive that.
Sweet Pie's second grade class.
We're like 10th grade now.
In front of which you made a fisting joke.
It went right over their heads. I stand by that joke.
Yeah, Mike made a fisting joke to Sweet Pie's second grade class.
Dude, what was the name? What was the name?
Rainbow Fish, written by Marcus Pfister.
Yeah. You expect me to read Marcus Pfister? Don't even know her. How am I going to read Marcus Pfister's name? Pfister? Hardly know her. I can't even say the fucker's name now without making a fisting joke.
I know the teacher got it too, and that's what's troubling.
She was in that long skirt or whatever, and I think it just went sailing over her head. I really do. But the horrified look on your face made it all worth it. You were just like,
no,
of course he would do that.
No.
Of course. I didn't think he'd fucking dare do it in my daughter's second grade class.
But he did.
You know what? Shame on me.
Yeah,
of course
we're
he would.
guest readers.
That's honestly. Funny. Yeah, we were guest
readers in the second grade class.
And which is a bullshit racket anyways, because I started reading my book by the way. And then everyone starts complaining and chattering.
Jack,
Fuck Jack. Here's the problem, though. I wasn't turning the book for them all to see the pictures.
Well, you can't just hold it toward yourself and
you didn't have to scold me in front of the class. I feel like a dick.
You got to know how to read to kids, man.
I don't have kids.
It's all about the presentation. And then you got to cock your neck around and read that, but they need to see the pictures, especially the rainbow fish.
I was coming out
beautiful illustrations.
I was coming out of a tremendous fucking fisting joke that bombed. Died a horrible death. I thought I was going to own the room with a brilliant, right out of the gate fisting joke to this adorable second grade class, and it bombed. I didn't see it coming. I was trying to recover. I didn't need you to further shame me by saying, dude, you don't even know how to read the class. They all start laughing and pointing. It was a disaster.
Well, and then you couldn't handle Jack either. Jack was unruly, and you didn't know how to discipline.
I blame you for that, because you gave me 3 books, I believe, and I could choose which one I wanted, and as if I'm going to let your antenna didn't go up why did he pick the Marcus Pfister book? I blame you.
Matt writes in, Jay, there was a rainbow fish kind of moment recently I wanted to share, and appropriately enough, it happened to be at my kids' swim class. My wife and I take our little kids, aged 2 and 4, to a weekly swim class at the local rec center. Our teacher is it's a very young girl, the kind Walters likes, although no blue bikini. Since it's a toddler swim class, some of the activities include singing songs and moving the kids around in a circle, etc. Last week, our teacher says, okay, we're going to do a new song. And guys, I didn't make up the name, so don't blame me, but it's called the Motorboat Song. So the young teacher said that. My wife and I look at each other like, did this chick just make a motorboat joke in a toddler swim class?
If you and Gab were standing there, would you have to, at some point during the song,
demonstrate?
Just even if no one saw it.
Yeah.
Just for your and Gab's energy. If he didn't go to his wife at some point,
Matt, you better have gone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to suspend your listening privileges for a day or two at least.
Super inappropriate, says Matt, but part of me was happy to see someone in the younger generation making a joke like that. Maybe there is some hope for the future, Matt. Oh, I think there's great hope for the future.
Get off your fucking phone. Why would you bing the Motorboat Song?
I don't even know. I was trying to find what episode that the Pfister joke was from, is what I was trying to do.
It's old. You can find it.
Hey, Jason writes in with some good news. Follow up regarding kidney donation. So maybe a couple of weeks ago, we offered E's tarted kidney for Jason's wife. Remember that? She was in need of a kidney. Well, it was, the offer was out there. And Jason's reply is good. He says, thank you so much for the read on the podcast. It meant a lot to us to get the news out for a donor. I have good news to report. Lindsay got the call out of the blue late Tuesday evening that there was an exact match for a kidney transplant through Gift of the Life of Michigan. So it wasn't through our show.
Shit.
Thank God.
Give it back. Give us another chance, man.
I know.
Come on. How cool would that be if we fucking landed a kidney for someone?
Lindsay had a successful and uneventful kidney transplant.
Albeit selfish.
There will be a long road for recovery, but worrying is over. Glad we didn't have to contemplate taking one of E's kidneys. Not sure we would still be together after that. Please consider being an organ donor, everybody. It makes a huge difference, and it made a huge difference in our life. Winky face. Jason.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Selfish, yes, but necessary. I don't know.
Was a little bit selfish.
By the way, do you have to have a bad kidney to get on the list for a new one? Because if I could stockpile one, or just get on the list, man.
Well, you'd want to get on there now.
No, I know.
Because you'll need one in 10 years.
You probably have a bad kidney. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
If we're being honest.
But if I could get on the kidney
bad
list,
is relative, you know.
The liver list would be nice.
I get on them all.
Dude,
just get on them now.
I'm not trying to jump the line. I just want to get a place in line.
Yeah, you wouldn't jump lines.
Well,
but I think that's a good idea, man. After your thing today and all that and all the testing, Yeah, you might want to.
What do you do if they
Just get
call
on
though?
there.
They're like, we're the medevac team. We've got your kidney, and it's like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be home for a couple
Take it.
days.
Yeah.
Can you just like throw it on ice? I'll mail it to me. I don't know if they do that. I got to rethink this.
I think that if you're on it, I don't care where you are, you get back and you get that kidney because now you got a good, nice kidney for the rest of your life.
Anything's better than what you got currently.
Yeah, or I do that game where like when you go to the bathroom and they've only got 2 shitters and they got all the urinals and you stand there, you're next in line, but you need to go to the shitter, and then they want the stall open, the urinal opens up and it's like, go ahead, man. You just let them go.
Yeah.
I can do that when they call and they're like,
See
nah,
that
you know
one
what?
guy?
Hit me back next week, man. I'm good right now.
I can't hear you. You're
Hold
breaking
on.
up. Breaking up.
Just go to the next guy, next in line. Call me next time. Play that game for a while. Congratulations. We should get to. We want to meet her when she's
Lindsay.
recovered.
Lindsay. Congratulations on your kidney, Lindsay. Hey, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Perfect. Let's get out of here. I'm late for a meeting. So
Meeting.
I said a meal. Yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow.